G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Thursday the 24th of April. Let's have a look at what's happening around the crypto domain, starting with the numbers. You can see Bitcoin dominance remained pretty flat from yesterday. It was 61.4 yesterday, pretty flat today. You got a total market cap now breaking 3 trillion, so that's good to see. Volume is at 150 billion. Now, over the weekend, it dropped down to 49, 42 billion around there, so we're definitely up on that. The top 5 stablecoins, green across all except the Binance chain, down slightly, minimal. The Coinbase app is at a 317, so that's improved. It was about 169 yesterday. We've seen a spike in the fear and greed up to 72, so we're now well in the greed. And you can see from all the indicators are green, apart from Pi Cycle, which is flat, which it has been for the last few days. Let's have a look at the top 100. You can see Bitcoin is up 3.2% on the 24-hour, 10% on the week. You got Ethereum up 12.7%. A lot of news going on around Ethereum at the moment. Again, another green day. So there's a lot of green across the market, which we love to see. Cardano's at 7.5. You got SWI at 22.5 and 41 for the week. So that's good to see for SWI holders. Chainlink 20% for the week. A lot of good moves as we go down the chart. Pepe is moving. Uniswap, Near Protocol, it's up 9.4%, 24 for the week. Trump's up 51% on the 24-hour and 69% for the week. So obviously heard that Altcoins was coming for it, which has now moved into second place on the Solana memes. You got Athena at 13.2, 28.8 on the week. You got Algorand up. Where are those AI? So where was Potenza? Potenza's down slightly. You got Casper up 23.3 on the week. Render's still moving in the right direction. Fartcoin, it's actually fallen. It was second. It's now back to third. It had overtaken Bonk. Immutable X 9.8%, 48% for the week. So yeah, a lot of green. Let's get into the crypto bubbles. So you can see SWI, which we said, Trump 40%, we've spoken about. Wall is up 17.8. So that's decentralized data storage. You have Bonk there, which we mentioned. You got DeepBook, which provides liquidity for the SWI network. We're definitely seeing a good move in the memes over the last couple of days. You got Whiff there, Turbo up 40%, Brett 32.3, Popcat's up, Chems again another meme 15.2. Again, it's just really a sea of green across the market. You got the odd red dot, but even when there's a red dot, they're all pretty small. 200 to 300, Melania, which you mentioned. You got the Alchemy, which is like AI. Peanut, again, another meme. Dog, another meme. Cerebro, it's autonomous AI. So we are seeing the memes come back a bit. I still think AI is definitely going to be a big narrative for this cycle. Let's get into the news. The first article today, why Bitcoin and Ethereum price surge today, key reason behind it. So after weeks of sideways action, Bitcoin and Ethereum are finally showing strong signs of recovery. Bitcoin has jumped to a 7-week high. So we know it's now gone above 94 during this time. One of the biggest reasons behind Bitcoin's jump is the return of the institutional investors. In the last few weeks, US-based Bitcoin ETFs saw the biggest rally. Daily inflow pulling 381.3 million. Leading the charge was ARK's Bitcoin ETF with 116 million, Fidelity's 87. So, we covered that previously. You got the US dollar. So Dixie recently hit its lowest point since Feb 2022, dropping to around 98.7. Weaker dollar tends to boost the crypto prices, especially when global liquidity is on the rise. Key resistance levels are between 95,600 and 98,290. Could slow it down. If Bitcoin breaks through, though, the path to 100 might finally open up, which we are all hoping to see as we move on in this cycle. Let's go into the next article. Dollar drops, stocks slide, but Bitcoin rallies as Trump targets Fed and power, which we've heard about over the last few days. In a post on Truth Social, Trump emphasized that unless Powell takes immediate action to lower interest rates, the US economy could face slowdown. With these costs trending so nicely downward, just what I predicted they would do, there can almost be no inflation, but there can be a slowing of the economy unless Mr. Too Late, a major loser, lowers interest rates. It's like picking on kids in the schoolyard. Following Trump's remarks, stock markets across the United States closed in the red. The S&P down 2.4%, NASDAQ 2.5%, Dow Jones losing almost 1,000 points. Despite the cryptocurrency market remaining resilient, holding steady at a total market capitalization 2.8 here. We know it's now got above 3 trillion. Crypto fear and greed index previously reached 31. We know that's at 72 as of today, so in the greed. And we know he's already spoken about it. He's not going to fire Powell, he said it himself. So let's look at the SEC. So the SEC slam with 70 plus crypto ETF filings is XRP Solana lead altcoin charge. So over 70 crypto ETFs, including those for XRP, Solana and Doge, awaiting SEC review. This shows there is growing institutional demand and maturing US crypto investment landscape. We know that there are now 72 crypto-related ETFs sitting with the SEC, awaiting approval to list or list options. Everything from XRP, Litecoin, Solana to Penguins, Doge and 2x Melania, and everything in between. It's going to be a wild year. Spot ETF applications for XRP Solana. They had the big day in the ETFs. This is where it's interesting, right? European market may appear saturated for certain crypto ETFs like Solana. So we know they've already got ETFs for other altcoins in Europe. So there's already a market for them. Institutional allocation strategies in the US typically begin with Bitcoin as the gateway exposure, but diversification follows a distinct pattern from European markets. Higher number of applications, particularly for Solana and XRP. So again, those top outside of your Bitcoin and Ethereum, which you already have ETFs for. The next two in line, obviously in altcoin rankings, are Solana and XRP. So they're right up there. Indicates issuers see clear demand despite existing European products. People still want to invest in the US markets. Institutional demand isn't just about new tokens, it's about well-structured products that meet professional investment standards. So, we will gradually see a take up of more ETFs. It's only a matter of time before we start to see that. We can see Bitcoin's had really good appetite. Ethereum, not so much, but I think that's more a market sentiment overall for Ethereum. We just really haven't seen that price movement in that space. Opening up to other ETFs, I think we'll definitely see a take up of those other ETFs around like Solana and XRP, especially Solana. Now, Filecoin. Throwing this article in because we have spoken about Filecoin last few days at least over the show. So Solana meme coin, Filecoin is broken in the top 5. It's climbed 21%. It may have just dropped out because this article mentions about it taking over Bonk here. But we saw this morning that Bonk has reclaimed that second position in the Solana meme coin race with Trump first, obviously. What I did find interesting was this bit here. just what is Fartcoin? Fartcoin was birthed by Truth Terminal, an AI agent. So it's along the lines of Turbo, I guess, with that AI driving it. They gained popularity due to the edgy humour expressed on X. Last year, Truth Terminal received a $50,000 grant in Bitcoin from venture capital giant Mark Anderson, when the agent started theorising the perfect meme coin, one of which was Fartcoin. Crypto degens launched Fartcoin on meme coin factory Pump.fun, pretty much where most, like all your Solana meme coins are coming from, right? Bit of a double-edged sword. It brings in adoption, brings some liquidity in, or also steals liquidity from other tokens. It allows for a lot more rugs, a lot more scams. So brings attention, brings scams, steals liquidity from solid projects. Double-edged sword, let me know below what your thoughts on Pump.fun are in the comments. Since Fartcoin bottomed out, 217 million market cap, it soared 388%, becoming the best performing asset. Bonks climbed 3.9, and ahead of Fartcoin, you've obviously got your main ones, your Doge, Shiba Inu, your Pepe, your Trump. You've got other ones out there, obviously other ones on Solana. A lot of thinking was around Myro. A couple of years ago, that was all the rage. Had a massive run. You've got Sneck, is your big one on Cardano. You've got Brett on Base. So there's a lot of meme coins. It's really flooded. If you are looking at meme coins, I mean, my portfolio has a small allocation to them. It's not bad to have a bit of a gamble, bit of fun with them. But again, I look at each of the chains, the main chains that is. So, your Cardano, your Solana, your Ethereum, your main chains, and then I look at what are your top coins in there. But also, you don't want to get anything that's got a massive market cap if you're looking for those big gains, because they're a gamble. You've got to be willing to lose everything you put into your meme coins. And look, on that note, let's leave it there for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, subscribe, drop a comment below. Make sure you check out the Back to Basics series that's being posted. We've got another one coming out tomorrow on that. And we're also looking at releasing a Token Talk series, which we're going to release a video on just a real brief sort of 5-minute summary on some of your favorite coins. So new people coming in, we'll have something to get some information around all the coins that are floating out there and the coins I hear about on the market. But thank you very much again for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.